This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. The Mavericks are looking to end their road trip here with a strong outing. The story here, Kawhi Leonard injured and unable to play.
Yeah, and as bad as it turned out to be, it tells you a little bit about his toughness, that when they took him to the locker room after he got hurt, he wanted to come back out and get back on the court.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Hey, Kev. Well, Rick Carlisle is a coaching graybeard. He's entering his second decade as coach of the Mavericks. He led them to the franchise's first and only title in 2011. Now, Eric Spoelstra lost that series to Carlisle, and he says of him, he's a Hall of Famer, a trailblazer as president of the Coaches Association. We all owe him a great deal. Kevin?
He is a legend. Thank you, D.A. Clark, back when you were playing, what were the biggest challenges over the first third of the season you found?
Well, the travel is always a challenge, particularly early in your career, just learning how to manage that. How do you rest? How do you get your work in? How do you stay focused mentally? So the challenge of travel and the details of your craft. And then establishing chemistry with your teammates. We were kind of in transition my first 3 years in Indiana, where we had new players each year. And that's one of the challenges with a team that's struggling to be competitive.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Smith at point and Doncic next to him. Powell is out there with DeAndre Jordan. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Lowry has the open look. Cans it from downtown. Lowry's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Raptors. Barnes screen on Lowry. Powell with the screen. Here's Barnes. Good on the shot.
Boy, strength and body control on display there from Barnes. I will tell you what, he's got a competitive spirit to him. He doesn't want any defender to get the better of him.
Valanciunas with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way, and the dunk by Barnes.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the dunk by Powell.
Yeah, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
Down low, it's deflected. And throw the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Lowry from outside.
I like seeing Smith use his good speed and quick hands to bother shooters, and it's always good to see young players getting after it on the defensive end.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Now here's Powell. Not a lot of room. Kicks it to Valanciunas. Will it go? And that's good. Norman Powell for 3. Here's Smith. 20 points for him last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And his scoring's going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's his first foul. Here's Valanciunas, and Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
And looking at Luka Doncic, incredibly mature for his age. Physically, the broad shoulders, weighing in about 230. Mentally, though, advanced understanding of how to play the game.
That free throw good from Doncic. You know, Greg, it's amazing that Doncic, at his age, could already have such a complete offensive game.
I mean, a terrific skill set. In Europe, Doncic spent plenty of time as a primary ball handler. Obviously can score in a number of ways, just a versatile threat.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Yeah, the versatility and competitive fire of Doncic is impressive. You can just tell this kid loves to play the game.
Now here is Lowry. He had 15 points last outing. Offensive rebound. Knocked loose. Powell with the steal. Here's Doncic. Hands it from downtown. Doncic has got 5 points so far. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
It's stolen by Ibaka. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Powell kicks to Lowry. Tipped away. It's stolen by Smith.
3 early turnovers, Kevin. He needs to regain his focus and start righting the ship.
Yeah, he's got to sharpen up because he's on pace for double-digit turnovers, and that's not winning basketball. And, you know, by all accounts, last season was a fine debut for Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, he handled starting point guard duties from day one and was given room to learn on the job. Wasn't always easy, but this kid has talent and showed moments where you get an idea of how special he might be.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Smith last season, the goal was mostly to improve his game along with the teams.
Yep, exactly. And Dallas knew they wouldn't be competing for a lot and let Smith Jr. find himself, play through mistakes, learn on the fly. He improved his reads off pick and rolls and also showed improved vision as the season wore on. Guys at the point have to see the whole court at all times. One area, though, he's got to improve in is his defense and awareness on that end of the floor, because athleticism is there. If the awareness improves, this guy could be a demon on D.
Now here is Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Valanciunas. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Valanciunas has got his first bucket of the night.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Here's Powell. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta.
And he also controlled the backcourt as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
Now here's Valanciunas. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. And Green is right there. Green's got his first points of the game.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can, Kevin. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those. You know, for the Mavericks, protecting the rim has been an issue. Bottom of the league in block shots 3 years in a row now.
And talking about the Mavericks defense, they also had trouble stopping dribble penetration.
Well, not really athletic as a group, which was part of the problem in that area of the game, but extremely smart as a group. They knew what offenses were trying to do to stop them. And I think some of that is not just the IQ of the players, but the acumen of the coaching staff. Very sharp and shrewd in game plan design.
The free throw drops for Powell.
The length and mobility of Powell is really impressive. He's a solid big guy who I think continues just to get better at both ends.
And he makes both free throws.
Man, they are just living at the line.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job of attacking offensively and forcing the issue.
Screen by Valanciunas. Ibaka with the screen on Smith. That's tipped.
And not exactly quick off the floor, but Luka uses great anticipation to make defensive plays.
Now, here's Doncic. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Powell kicks to Barnes. Banked in off the glass. Barnes has got 6.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Drills it from outside. Lowry's got a couple of threes now in the first for Toronto.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
There's the pass to Powell. He feeds it to Barnes, and the rejection by Valanciunas. And it's good, 2 points. Raptors trail by 6. And here's Lowry. He has 6. He kicks to Valanciunas. Pass to Powell. Pulls it from the elbow. The shot comes out. Good D by Barnes. Again, the Mavericks score.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Green, the pass to Valanciunas. He dishes it to Lowry. Misses the 3.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
Yep, they sure did. Seemed like they had them completely figured out, hammered them with their aggressive defense throughout the game.
New group in now for the Raptors. Monroe's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Green. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Measury, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. Matthews, he's checked in for Doncic. And Barea subbed in for Smith.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, he's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
Now here's Nowitzki. Wesley Matthews on the wing. Over Wright. And he can't bank that one in. And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That's his first foul. Measuring with the steal.
Just too many miscues here in the early going.
And it's not hard to see why they're down. I mean, it seems every trip down the floor, they're giving the ball to the other team.
Yeah, and early on doing a really nice job at the free throw line.
Yeah, getting to the line and converting, Greg, that's the big thing. It's always good when you can do that because it stabilizes your offense.
The first one falls. Head coaches obviously get the attention in all sports, Clark, but the assistants also play very big roles. How do you build chemistry as a coaching staff?
You know, I've never coached, but I've watched a lot of coaches. I think first and foremost, you appreciate your assistant coaches, and then you give them room to grow and develop as coaches. And you share with them the building of the team and the coaching of the team. And that, to me, I think, if you serve your assistant coaches as they're serving you, I think that's how you build the best chemistry.
And loyalty's got to be big among that group on that sideline, doesn't it? Loyal to each other.
Big time. Loyalty to one another, and then also a common focus on really serving the players to the best of their ability collectively.
Green can't connect from short range.
Kevin, I like the defense there. I mean, they didn't make that easy, and he definitely seemed intimidated by the defenders.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
Here's Van Vliet after Wesley Matthews' score. Monroe sets a screen for Wright, and Siakam has it in the corner. Clock at 2. Goes back up, and he sinks the layup. Siakam's got his first 2 points of the night.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
And it's Matthews with the jam.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Here's Siakam after Wesley Matthews' score. Wright sets a screen. A 3. Van Vliet can't get it to go. Dallas leading by 11. Nobody near Barnes. Misses, and he wants that one back.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
And Matthews kicks to Barea.
You know, when I think of J.J. Barea, one of the words that comes to mind is fearless. I mean, he never hesitates to go right at big guys in the paint. Not afraid to force a tough pass through traffic. He's a very aggressive offensive player, and when you're as small as he is, sometimes that's the way you thrive.
And the first one at the line is good.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
You know, it's one of the things coaches like least is giving away points. I mean, they've been a step late. They've been caught reaching. They've got to tighten things up at the defensive end.
And both free throws good for Barea.
J.J. Barea has speed to burn. I mean, he's shifty, he's quick, and because of that, he's extremely valuable as a decision maker and scorer. Great competitor.
With Barea, he is usually the shortest player, Clark, on the court, so he has no choice but to be fearless.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, smaller guys typically play with an edge because it's been instilled in them from early on in their careers, because everybody tends to doubt guys that don't have great size. Barea knows how to play in space and understands the value of ball movement. And when other guys try to bully him, that little hombre is pretty strong, and he pushes right back.
Now here's Nowitzki. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
Monroe with it, defended by Measury. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Barea, how he performed last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go. I like what I'm seeing right now.
Pass to Barnes. Out to the right wing. Knocked loose. Van Vliet passes to Siakam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
One shot.
Mavericks leading by 12. There's a screen to the inside, and Matthews throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Here's Siakam. 5 points in the game. Count that one from Van Vliet. There's 48 seconds left in the first quarter. Nowitzki sets a screen for Barea. Over in the corner, Barnes. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Van Vliet can't get it to go.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
That's his first personal foul.
The Mavericks have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
2 shots.
And that one falls for measuring. Both shots good from the stripe. Raptors trail by 16. Here's Van Vliet. He's coming off a 16-point game against Minnesota. With 2 seconds left, here's Monroe. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Making his mark in Toronto, guard Kyle Lowry talked about the pioneers of Canadian basketball, like Vince Carter.
Vince Carter really changed the game of basketball in Canada. He created something that's forever lasting, and I think the game of basketball in Canada owes him a lot because he really brought the buzz to the game of basketball in Canada.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Carter's exciting style of play, GA, really energized the whole country.
And playing basketball in a hockey town isn't easy, but Carter really helped get this city and country energized about the game of basketball.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Mavericks here, guys.
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Toronto right now, we've got Monroe. Wright is out there with Green, and it's Van Vliet in at the point. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, the Mavericks were ecstatic when Dennis Smith Jr. fell to them with the 9th pick of the 2017 draft. For a team in need of athleticism and size at the point guard, it's been a hand-in-glove fit. The 6'3" Smith has a 48-inch vertical, one of the highest ever measured.
A terrific young player, an elite NBA athlete. David, that's for sure. Good stuff, thanks. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. You had a terrific amateur career. You made NBA all-rookie first team. Can't exactly call you a late bloomer at all. You were really thriving.
Yeah, I had a lot of great people around me, Kevin, from the time I started playing in middle school to high school, college, the pros. Actually was fortunate Herb Williams, a teammate of mine in college at Ohio State, was also with the Pacers when I got there. So that helped my transition immensely to have a friend, veteran guy in the league. He had been there a year before me, break me in, and then I had an opportunity to play a lot and show what I could do. But I attribute it to good fortune, favor, and a lot of good people.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Norman Powell comes in for Green, and it's Lowry in for DeLon Wright. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Jordan, he's checked in for Mejri. Mike Powell comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Doncic is checked in for Harrison Barnes. And Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. Mavericks leading by 14. Jordan the screen. Outside Matthews. Pass to Doncic. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Lowry drives in.
When you watch Kyle Lowry play, you see how much bigger he is than his stats. Does so many little things on both ends of the floor. I mean, he's a great screen setter, takes charges, all the things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but are important when it comes to winning.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
And Toronto making a change here. Valanciunas is checked in. Both good from the line that time.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Smith up top. Lowry covering. Jordan the screen. Smith kicks to Matthews. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 9 points for Wesley Matthews.
Hey, he really is good at getting separation, and when he gets an inch, it's like he's gotten a mile. He's ready to let it go. Very effective off these screens.
Toronto calls timeout.
And, you know, we've seen what Rick Carlisle can do on the court. He's a former coach of the year in the league and led the Mavs to a championship back in 2011. But his off-the-court talents are also very impressive.
And the Raptors making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. And some great passing here so far. Let's check out this chart that breaks down where the assists have been coming from for the Mavericks.
Well, you love to see your front court that really is so gifted with the ball. Great vision, court awareness. They have been a major part of the offensive flow in this game, and what a luxury to have bigs that can pass.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Van Vliet passes to Lowry. Valanciunas with a screen on Matthews. They get it back. There's the pass to Van Vliet. The three-pointer is right on target. Van Vliet's got 5 points now in the quarter.
No excuse for that kind of defense. I'm positive they're upset about that.
And talking about Carlisle's outside interests, one I know of, he's an excellent pianist.
And you know what? He is. And he's played with a well-known musician or two in concert. Also an avid pilot. This guy is a Renaissance man.
Powell for 3. Rebound by Smith.
And, you know, he's yet to hit another 3 after nailing one in the first. But I don't think that's going to stop him from shooting.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
And he makes the first. And DeAndre Jordan, the all-time leader in career field goal percentage, Greg, by a sizable margin.
Yeah, the most prolific dunker in the league, maybe in league history.
And so Jordan nails both of them. And DeAndre Jordan this last offseason opting out of his contract with the LA Clippers. He felt, Greg, obviously it was time to move on.
It didn't take long for Jordan to find a new home here in Dallas. Had almost signed with them last time he was a free agent. Closed the deal this time around. Still has a lot to offer and a really good fit for this team inside.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Here's Van Vliet on the money from 12 feet away. Van Vliet's got 12 in the game.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Yeah, I like the quick release, Greg. He does a nice job getting it up quickly, especially when he's facing a bigger defender.
Now here's Powell. Toronto working the ball around now. Here's Valanciunas. His shot is good. Scores his third basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%. Jordan with a screen on Lowry. Smith kicks to Powell. Feeds it to Doncic. The 19-foot shot. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And the defense that time was late. And you got to feel fortunate he didn't put that one away.
And if that doesn't get him fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Jordan with a screen on Lowry. Smith kicks to Powell. Pass to Doncic. A fader. No good. Shot missing. Now Toronto takes it the other way.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Valanciunas. And the lead is down inside single digits. 8 points for him.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backcourt.
Greg, they're getting outworked on the glass, and those second chance buckets have devastated their defense.
Doncic. Jordan dishes to Doncic. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Boy, that's impressive. I mean, not often do you see shots like this find the net. Fortunately, the basket got in the way.
Now here's Jordan. 11 points for him in that last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Now here's Lowry following the miss by Wesley Matthews. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz. And then on Monday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And that game against the Lakers, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Now Ibaka following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep. Screened by Ibaka. Here's Van Vliet. He's got 14, and that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Here's Ibaka.
And Powell is a really reliable defender. I mean, he's excellent using his length and his quickness to throw shooters off.
How about the perseverance offensively? I mean, following up the missed shot, and that results in second and third opportunities.
Greg, you've often heard it said that sometimes it boils down to who wants it, but who wants it is also tied to putting yourself in position to go get it.
You know, in Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Now here's Powell. Dishes to Doncic. To stop the drought. Shot clock at 6. No good that time.
You know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
Passes it to Ibaka. Back to Van Vliet. Screened by Valanciunas. It's tipped. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Wesley Matthews. Some last season stats for him. He averaged about 12 points per game last year, 2 assists and 3 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
And it's in there. And with Ibaka at one point would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters.
The offensive rebound. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 8. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here are the Raptors now. Kicks to Valanciunas. Shot clock at 6. Here's Van Vliet. Offline with his 3. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul. Some changes for Toronto. Monroe comes in for Valanciunas. And it's DeLon Wright in for Fred Van Vliet. And then for Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Powell. And Barea subbed in for Matthews. Smith against Wright. Jordan the screen. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Dallas again missing. Raptors trail by 8. Here's Monroe. No good off the back of the rim. Dallas has gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. To the inside. Jordan makes it off the glass.
Timeout.
Jordan's got his second basket of the night.
Jordan very efficient in the paint because of his length. Close to the bucket, he's hard to deal with.
Toronto calls timeout. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year.
And it was a matchup you thought they would have cruised through, but they actually dropped the game in this series last year.
Greg, you know, it was 1-1 split from 2 teams on the opposite side of the standing. You know, as we've said many times, anything can happen when you play out of conference.
Siakam is checked in for Toronto. Green comes in for Norman Powell. And Dallas with a change here too. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Smith. Lowry kicks to Wright. Raptors moving the ball around. Siakam passes to Wright. Screened by Monroe. Clock at 6. Unloads from 13. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And here's Barnes for 3. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 8. And Monroe kicks to Lowry. And that time, also a missed shot.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Offensive rebound. Siakam misses.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And you want more of this from Doncic. He's good at reading shot trajectories. Love his aggressiveness.
Here's Monroe. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
You know, the former Hoya Greg Monroe is a bruising big man who really imposes his will in the paint.
Dallas making a switch here. Measury's checked in. And he's good on the second. There's 1:40 left in the first half of the game. Barea kicks to Doncic. Here's the screen. On the wing, Barnes. Guarded by Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game. 1:21 left in the first half of basketball. Nowitzki kicks to Barea. The tray. Another 3 for Dallas.
And, you know, Barea is a fairly consistent three-point threat. You can't sleep on him out there.
Outside, Green. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Green's got 5.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Now, here's Measury. Right through the D for the layup. He's got 5.
And beginning to pull away. Really effective play calling halfway through this.
Well, you know, you got to give them credit. I mean, they flipped the switch, and they're not looking back now.
Lowry. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And, you know, Kevin, his team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
Now, here's Barea. He's got 5, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. "16 seconds left here in the second. Clock at 4. Here's Barnes. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Monroe, the pass to Siakam. And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. The Raptors have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago.
Shooting 2.
Pretty reliable in that regard.
That free throw, no good. Second free throw, no good. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Harrison, a big first half for you offensively. How did you get loose?
My teammates just been finding me. I've just been trying to run hard, you know, make good backdoor cuts, run in transition, and give me good looks.
You have not stopped moving at all, and it's led to good results. Thanks, Harrison. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Harrison Barnes was the man in the first. He ended up with 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
I love the way they're getting after it in the paint. Moving bodies, attacking the rim, scoring at will. Sometimes teams try to hurt you with the 3-ball. They went right for the heart of the defense. Look at them to keep pounding it inside and staying physical.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
This reminds me of myself. They're just giving away points from the free throw line. It's hard to keep pace when you keep putting guys on the line over and over. Being physical is fine, but they were out of control, way too reckless.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
We return now to Toronto at the fantastic look at sunset at the downtown skyline of Toronto, Ontario. Wow, what a great view. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. And you know, Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to. Just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, it makes things easy.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. On the wings, it's Doncic and Barnes. Jordan is out there with Powell, and it's Smith in at the 1. Dallas leading by 14. He kicks to Jordan. And the dunk by Powell.
Good ball movement. Wonderful pass. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Toronto's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Screen by Valanciunas. Shot off the pick. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Jordan the screen. Smith kicks to Powell. The feed to Barnes. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That'll be his second foul of the game. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Smith dishes to Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice D from Valanciunas.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
Mavericks leading by 14. And you know, Dennis Smith Jr. is a player who just is oozing with confidence when you see him play.
I just love how Smith Jr. will attack every player he goes up against. Chris Paul, who Smith Jr. goes way back with, noticed how even as a rookie, he approaches every challenge head on. As a rookie, Smith Jr. was just jawing at the bets and dunking on everyone. He has the game to back up that personality. Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Screen by Valanciunas. And Lowry has it in the corner. And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul.
Smith against Lowry. Powell, the pass to Lowry. 4 on the clock, trying his luck deep. It's rebounded by Dallas. They led by as many as 18 points. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
They needed to make a few runs, but it just never happened for them. And when you can't string things together, it's tough sledding. It's a tough way to go.
And here's Smith following Kyle Lowry's 3. Smith kicks to Powell. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
And the Raptors call time here.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Jordan. He's coming off an excellent season, second in rebounding, and he ranks second in the league in field goal percentage, able to finish with force and even a little finesse at times.
And looking back at last season, his complete dominance on the boards to rank number 2 overall. Absolutely remarkable. Now here's Powell. He has 5. Active Valanciunas, 13 feet away. The shot, no good. Smith with some nice D. Mavericks leading by 11. Dallas again missing. Ibaka outside. And the Raptors miss again.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Great positioning on the putback. And the Mavericks lead by 13.
Boy, intensity always a good thing, and Powell brings it solid at getting after offensive rebounds for his team.
Now here's Lowry, 11 feet away, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Lowry's got 5 points in the quarter. Jordan the screen. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. The three-pointer off the mark. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Lowry can't get it to go. Poked away. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. To the middle. Trying to find Valanciunas. It's to him.
Kevin, you know, it's nice to see Lowry dish the rock. I mean, I enjoy watching him pass the ball because he's got a nice feel for when to get it to his guys for an open shot.
Smith kicks to Jordan. Pass to Powell. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 5 assists in the game. Here's Lowry. Tries again. And Valanciunas with the layup. Valanciunas has got 14 points for the game.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Now here's Barnes. 15 points in the game.
And he had 1 in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
Powell kicks to Green. Powell with the screen. Now the pass to Valanciunas. And stolen by Jordan. Smith against Lowry. Jordan with the screen on Lowry. Powell with the screen. It's tipped. It's stolen by Green. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know if too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
First free throw is good. And Danny Green, a terrific shooter who also, Greg, happens to give you great production on defense.
Yeah, and I'd have to say Green's probably alone in history with his shooting and defense. Only player to ever have 6 or more seasons with at least 50 blocks and 73s. You know, it might be arbitrary checkpoints, but nevertheless, it illustrates just what Green brings to the table. A consistent 3-and-D player.
And guys, veteran Danny Green moving north last summer as part of the Kawhi Leonard trade, now in a Toronto Raptors uniform.
Yeah, and not the big name in that deal, obviously, but an important piece. Green is shown to be a very capable 3-and-D guy, and it's the next chapter in what has been a solid career for him.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. DeAndre Jordan is second.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
And he can't get the first one. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for the Raptors. Then for the Mavericks, Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. And Barea subbed in for Harrison Barnes. And he's good on the second. Dallas leading by 10. Barea dishes to Smith. Jordan the screen. Back to Barea. Dallas again missing. Raptors have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. And that one's good. Right.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunity.
Smith, and he hits the jump shot. Here's Van Vliet, 14 points for him. Pass to Valanciunas. There's the pick. And Wright kicks to Van Vliet. Toronto working the ball around now. Here's Valanciunas. That shot off. And it's Dallas the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Nowitzki, no good.
Boy, the defense had gone to sleep, so you got to knock that one down.
Here's Van Vliet. Screen by Valanciunas. Clock at 6. That's it, and the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Van Vliet.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Now here is Smith. Jordan the screen. Matthews with it. Powell's there. Back to Smith. No good on the triple. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Siakam kicks to Wright. Back to Siakam. Jordan against Valanciunas. Wright sets a screen. Van Vliet can't get it to go. Mavericks leading by 8. Now Barea. 5 points in the game. Passes it to Nowitzki. Nowitzki a screen for 3. Smith gets the three-pointer to fall. Smith's got 7.
Well, Smith is both a volume and efficient three-point scorer. I mean, he shoots a lot of them, but he makes a good percentage of them, too.
Wright sets a screen for Valanciunas. Valanciunas with a screen on Smith. Van Vliet. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Deflects the pass. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Lowry.
Well, they're going to have to look elsewhere for points because he has pulled a Houdini and completely disappeared from the offense in this one. Just no production from him, and nothing seems to be in rhythm for him right now. It's just not his night.
Nowitzki kicks to Matthews. Shoots a fader. It's good. 11 points in the game.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Valanciunas passes to Van Vliet. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Van Vliet's got 4 points in the quarter. Mavericks leading by 11. Smith outside. Over in the corner, Matthews. And now here comes Wright, leading the break. Pass to Siakam. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. Bangs home the trifecta. Van Vliet's got it back down to single digits for the Raptors.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first three of the half, there might be more in store.
Barea kicks to Jordan. Barea, the pass to Smith. Stripped away. Here's Siakam, defended by Nowitzki. And the shot goes in from Siakam.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
We've got 1:08 left in the third quarter. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Here's Powell. Excellent defense there from Smith. Mavericks leading by 6. Here's Jordan. Another shot. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots. Playing smart with the lead.
Monroe's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Measuring, he's checked in for the Mavericks.
One shot.
There's 53 seconds left in the third. Here's Van Vliet. 21 points in the game. Shoots over Barea. It's rebounded by Dallas. Jordan's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Nowitzki's shot is no good. Raptors trail by 9. Here's Wright. Matthews with the rebound. Matthews has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Measuring. Misses off the left iron. Toronto's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half.
And he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Barea with it. Kicks to Nowitzki. The baseline J off the mark. And so it's Dallas heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We come back right after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. They've got Wright. Powell is out there with Monroe. And it's Siakam in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Here's Wright. And no good. Mavericks leading by 7. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. Good on the triple. Nowitzki's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Mavs. Van Vliet kicks to Monroe. That's tipped, but they recover it. Shot clock at 5. Monroe with a screen on Barea. He gets it in there. Van Vliet's got 11 points here in just the second half.
And those are 2 teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Now here's Barea. Here's Barnes. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
You know, Barnes is a versatile scoring forward. We've seen him heat up quickly, and he's capable of doing that.
Van Vliet kicks to Powell. Over Barnes. The shot by Powell, no good.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
And there's the pass to Nowitzki. And Barea has it in the corner. Nowitzki a screen. Floats one. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Powell, the pass to Monroe. Mejri with the steal. He feeds it to Barnes. It's Monroe, high post. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Dallas leading by 10. Here's Barnes. Count it. Barnes has got 22 points.
Can't allow Barnes that kind of good position in the post, because once he has it, it's dinner time.
Van Vliet kicks to Monroe. To the paint. Here's Wright. The shot misses. Now Dallas takes it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Monroe. Back to Van Vliet. Monroe with a screen on Barea. Here's Van Vliet. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Now, here's Doncic. Nowitzki a screen. Powell with the steal. And they're pushing it up. Here's Van Vliet. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Van Vliet's got 5 points now in the quarter. There's the screen. Nowitzki a screen. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. Feeds it to Barnes. That's tipped, and they get it back. They shoot again, and it's good on the layup. He's got 24.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Here's Van Vliet. Passes it to Siakam. Mejri with the steal. Now here's Barea. He's tightly guarded. Raptors trail by 11. And here is Wright. He kicks it to Powell. Back to Wright. And the dunk by Wright.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunk's the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Pass to Wright. And there's the feed to Monroe. The pass to Van Vliet. 6 to shoot. The Raptors need to get a shot off. And it's Wright missing. Mavericks leading by 11. Inside. Stolen by Monroe. With some arc. Foul for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Now here's Barnes, and the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That's foul number 2 for him. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Monroe. Baca comes in for Pascal Siakam. Danny Green, he's checked in for DeLon Wright, and it's Kyle Lowry in for Fred Van Vliet. Then for the Mavericks, Dwight Powell's checked in for Nowitzki, and it's Dennis Smith in for J.J. Barea. Lowry against Smith. Clock at 6. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Dallas.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And he knocks down the first one.
And it's the combination of athleticism, speed, and intelligence Smith Jr. has that's so impressive. Just a dynamic point guard with loads of potential.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Smith hits them both. Raptors trail by 13. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Screened by Valanciunas. Now here's Powell. Covered by Barnes. Lowry from outside. Connects from three-point range.
And that's Lowry's shot right there. Always looking to capitalize from that range.
Count that one. And that's now 28 points for Harrison Barnes.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Pass to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry. Powell with the screen. To the paint. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Powell, the pass to Smith. The layup off target.
And you can see at this stage of his career, just still not comfortable as a finisher at the basket.
Outside Lowry. Pass to Powell. 6 to shoot. Fires for 3. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 4 rebounds in this game. Jordan with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. He gets that one. And that's 13 points for DeAndre Jordan.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Nice job coming off that screen.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Here's Smith. Powell with the screen. Smith kicks to Powell. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Raptors trail by 11. Offensive rebound, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And a chance now to look at the schedule coming up for the Toronto Raptors. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Tuesday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers.
And that game against the Lakers, it's going to be a bit of a measuring stick for them. See just how they stack up with a team that most would feel has the edge.
Free throw drops for Lowry.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And though some were skeptical of the contract Harrison Barnes signed, he's lived up to it. Not an elite player yet, but is emerging on a franchise caliber level and continues to improve and is strong and consistent really on both ends of the floor.
Jonas Valanciunas.
And Greg, with Barnes, beyond what he does on the floor, he does everything right off the floor.
Yeah, I mean, this organization just loves his intangibles and demeanor as a leader. Incredible work ethic that allows him to keep refining his game. Still very young and is growing into the player this team hoped he'd be.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
So he gets them both.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now here is Smith. Jordan the screen. Smith kicks to Powell. Here's Doncic. Green with the block. Smith against Lowry. At the elbow, it's Ibaka. Screened by Valanciunas. And the wide open shot from Green. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Outside Jordan. Barnes outside. Back to Jordan. Takes the 13-footer. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. Here's the Raptors with the ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. And that one's good. Green.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Powell with the screen. Here's Barnes. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
On the wing, Green. Lowry against Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Valanciunas passes to Lowry. From deep three-point range, but he recovers it. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Mavericks call time here.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, DeAndre Jordan.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of them.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
And guys, this is where their depth really comes into play. They've got such talent at that position. They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
Ibaka with the screen on Smith. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Back to Lowry. Screen by Ibaka. Lowry dishes to Ibaka. No good off the back of the rim. The Mavericks have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the 4th. That's about 43%. Doncic, no good.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And again, Toronto no up. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Kicks it to Powell. Now the dish to Smith. Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. No. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And Powell unafraid to take big shots, fully confident in his ability to knock them down.
Smith against Lowry. Pass to Valanciunas. Toronto working the ball around now. Screen by Valanciunas. Green, no luck. Mavericks leading by 3. Doncic passes to Powell. Here's Smith. No good there. Good work defensively by Lowry. Toronto's gone over and over to the three-point shot in the 4th quarter. 4 of 9.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing them deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Now here is Smith. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Down low to take the lead. Good. Huge bucket.
I think the roof's about to come off this place.
There's 31 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And the Mavericks call time here. They're trailing by 1. 27 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. 27 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Smith. Good work defensively by Lowry. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Shooting for Toronto. Taking 2 shots.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
A 3-pointer would be huge right now.
Boy, a chance to tie it up with the game on the line. This is what we live for. I want to see what happens right here.
And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
And so it's Toronto winning this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
Been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you later.